What is up, guys? Kid Collector Comics back here in another video. Today, we will be going over my reaction to Midnight Suns being in the MCU, or coming to the MCU. This is a article from that hashtag show, so shout out to them for putting this out there. But yeah, let's get right into it. Beginning article. Earlier this week, we talked about how Ghost Rider would be coming to the MCU. Now, we're talking about Marvel's next big team-up film, The Midnight Suns. I'm really excited for this, actually. If you guys know, I'm a huge Marvel horror fan. First Ghost Rider is one of my keys, my biggest Marvel keys I want to get. I also have a Marvel horror spec coming out soon, so I'll be on the lookout for that. And you guys do want to actually pick up those Marvel horror keys before they explode. Because just like everything else, they will. But real quick, while there have been previous reports regarding Midnight Suns being adapted, they were inaccurate at the time, as Marvel did not have the characters they wanted in place for such a film. However, with Blade and Moon Knight coming to the MCU, and the Doctor Strange sequel bringing in a lot of characters to the MCU, it's now a big priority for Marvel, and a really realistic one at that. Sorry, guys. Here's the roster. Since the roster will start small and grow in future films, as any team-up film will, which scares me a little bit because there is a pretty big number of starting characters. But let's get into it. It will start with Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade, Hannibal King, Hellstrom, Ghost Rider, and Scarlet Witch. 3 of those we don't know. We haven't been introduced into the MCU with that being Hannibal King, Hellstrom, and Ghost Rider. So it will be definitely interesting to see where they go with that. But Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, Blade, and Scarlet Witch, we have been introduced or will be soon introduced to them. Some concerns I have with this, not the article, but with the movie, are the massive amount of starting characters. With the Avengers, I believe you have 6 characters: Black Widow, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Hawkeye. I think that's it. I think there's 5. Yeah, okay. There's 5 or 6. And that's really what stayed for the whole franchise, except with the addition of Scarlet Witch for that one movie. And it grew a little bit. I believe Vision was thrown in there. There are some new Avengers thrown in throughout the movies. But with this starting out with 7 characters, I think it's a ballsy move. I think it really is. Because that means you're going to have to give up more screen time and more action time to develop these characters that have really already been developed, like Doctor Strange. Moon Knight will already have been developed character-wise, so are Blade, so are Scarlet Witch. We've already seen these characters, or by this movie comes out, we've already seen these characters developed and their story types developed. So I really think they probably should have shaved off a couple of people, like Scarlet Witch. I'm not too sure of if she'll be good in the film. I don't see any supernatural ties with her. Of course, she has a Darkhold right now, but her powers did come from the Mind Stone. Not really supernatural. So I'm a little superstitious there, that's what I would say. But Doctor Strange, I think, is a terrible addition. But you definitely need him in this movie because in the comic books, him and Ghost Rider did start this team, the Midnight Suns. So he definitely would be needed in this film. But I think it's a terrible addition, as we've seen his character develop through, it would be 2 movies. Yeah, I don't believe we need to have any more development from him or subplots from him. So, everyone else I'm really excited for. Moon Knight? Not really. Moon Knight's... He's a cool character, don't get me wrong. But his parents, jeez. his powers aren't really supernatural, as he got his powers from Khonshu, or Khonshu, however you want to say it, the moon god, and that really has to do with goddess and goddesses. So that's really more mythological stuff, not really on the supernatural side. But I could see that they retcon some stuff here and there. They throw in some stuff. They could definitely make him a supernatural character. Animal King, don't know too much about him. Ghost Rider, of course, I'm super excited for him. I hope it's got Johnny Blaze first. I hope they don't do Danny Ketch or Robbie Reyes first. I need to see some Johnny Blaze in here, man. I need to. Hellstrom, super excited for. Freaking love the TV show. The excuse me. The acting wasn't perfect, but it was okay. CGI was pretty okay too, but the storyline and the plot was on point. But yeah. And the main villain for this will be Blackout. It says, while plot details are scarce, that this is still in early development, which means they're still trying to figure out what they want to do with this film. We can exclusively share that Blackout will be the primary villain with, get this, teases of Mephisto throughout, which is freaking crazy. Everyone went crazy over if either whether is Mephisto going to be in WandaVision. He wasn't. So people really got screwed in that book. But this might be where the time to sell. Of course, Loki might introduce it too. That same glass window in the background had Mephisto on it. So that was really cool. But yeah, Blackout, he was in the Ghost Rider 2 Spirit of Vengeance movie. He was pretty dumb. Yeah, he was stupid. He could, like, melt things away with his touch or whatever. But in the comics, he's a vampire, Blackout is. So I hope to God they just retcon what that mess of a Blackout was in Ghost Rider 2. But yeah, I actually really did like Ghost Rider 2, the movie. It was kind of weird, but I really liked it. And then they threw in that little Blackout subplot, which was terrible. Wasn't true to the character at all. But yeah, I hope they do a lot better with this film, and I believe they will. Blackout will be the primary villain, like it said. So with that being said, you have 7 characters trying to fight this guy, and I mean he's got to be a big threat. Not like he was in Ghost Rider 2, but he's got to be a big threat in this movie. So that is it. Oh, hold on. From what I'm hearing, Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios are interested in having multiple Thanos-like threats within the MCU. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. With this, I believe we will see. Damn it.